The Great Escape of the 1917 Russian Revolution. In 1917, Russia was on the brink of collapse. The country was embroiled in World War I, and the hardships of war, combined with social inequality, led to widespread discontent. This unrest ultimately erupted in the February Revolution, which led to the abdication of Tsar Nicholas II and the end of the Romanov dynasty after over 300 years of rule. A provisional government was established, but the situation remained chaotic, and the country was still embroiled in a devastating war. However, a new wave of revolution was brewing. The Bolsheviks, led by Vladimir Lenin, had a vision for Russia's future, one that aligned with Marxist principles. They sought to overthrow the provisional government and implement a socialist state. By October of 1917, the Bolsheviks staged a coup, seizing power in what became known as the October Revolution. The transition of power wasn't smooth, and the provisional government did not give up without a fight. Among those resisting the Bolsheviks were the leaders of the White Army, a group made up of various factions of anti-Bolshevik forces, including monarchists, nationalists, and liberals. They sought to restore the monarchy or establish a different form of government to oppose the growing communist influence. At the time, Tsar Nicholas II and his family had been imprisoned in the city of Tobolsk, deep in Siberia, under the protection of Bolshevik forces. With the victory of the Bolsheviks and the shift in power, the question of what to do with the former royal family became a serious concern. The Romanovs, who had been placed under house arrest, were moved to Ekaterinburg in the Ural Mountains to prevent any rescue attempts by the White Army. On the night of July 16, 1918, a group of Bolshevik officials, fearing that the Romanovs might be rescued and used as a symbol by the counter-revolutionary forces, made a fateful decision. Tsar Nicholas, his wife Alexandra, their 5 children and 4 attendants were awoken in the middle of the night and led to the basement of the house where they were being held. In a tragic turn of events, the family was executed by a firing squad, and their bodies were disposed of in a forest outside the city. The brutality of the act shocked the world, but it also marked the end of the Romanov dynasty. For years, there were rumors and speculations about the survival of one or more members of the family, with the most famous claim being that Anastasia Romanov, the youngest daughter, had survived. The execution of the Romanovs, however, did not mark the end of the revolution. The Bolshevik government, under Lenin's leadership, would go on to face a bitter civil war between the Red Army, Bolshevik forces, and the White Army, which would last until 1923. Despite the initial victory of the Bolsheviks, the revolution left Russia in turmoil and chaos, with millions dead, cities in ruins, and society fundamentally altered. Yet the Russian Revolution of 1917 ultimately laid the foundation for the Soviet Union, which would become one of the world's 2 superpowers for much of the 20th century. The legacy of the revolution and the dramatic and violent downfall of the Romanovs continued to shape Russian history for generations to come.